Welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I hope you are doing well. I'm your host. It's great to be back with you. Please like, share, and subscribe because it does feed the AI algorithm. Today, we're diving into, I don't know if I call it hilarious, I'd call it very fascinating and kind of eye opening experiment where researchers at Carnegie Mellon University tried to staff an entire company using nothing but AI agents. And this has been a part of the conversation. If you've been interacting on X, some of the AI influencers have been talking about this, about how AI is going to take jobs. It's going to take everyone's jobs in the next 5 to 10 years. And so prepare yourself. Learn how to use AI, become a creator, content creator, or something like that. Whereas my position has been, well, no, AI is going to become a sophisticated tool, and it's going to help optimize your job. And in fact, it's going to increase the market size. So sure, it's going to destroy some jobs. Absolutely. But in the end, it's going to do what every other piece of technology has done in the past with respect to technological revolutions. And it's going to expand the market. It's going to expand expand the number of jobs and opportunities. And we're all going to be better for it. So this article is from Futurism. I almost said Futurama, by the way, if you've heard that coming. The title of the article is Professor Staffed a Fake Company Entirely with AI Agents, and You'll Never Guess What Happened. Who would have thought? Well, I would have suspected it wouldn't have turned out well, but yeah, it didn't turn out well. But it doesn't mean I completely agree with the findings. I do have my own criticisms of the findings, but it's interesting nonetheless. Hey, we're starting someplace. So let's continue. Let's start off with this article here. If you've been worried about the AI singularity taking over every job and leaving you out on the street, lots of people are. You can now breathe a sigh of relief because AI isn't coming for your career anytime soon. Well, it's coming for some careers, but directionally, I agree with this statement. Let's continue. Not because it doesn't want to, but because it literally can't. That depends. But let's continue here. A recent experiment by researchers at Carnegie Mellon University staffed a software company entirely with AI agents, an AI model designed to perform tasks on its own, basically, and the results were laughably chaotic. Probably about as chaotic as all these ads popping up on the screen right now. That definitely improves user experience there, Futurism. But I guess they got to make money somehow. With regard to this, my question would be, is the experiment reproducible? Have they tried reproducing this experiment? It's great that they performed this experiment, but that's only the first step. When I'm out in industry and I'm working, I don't have the luxury of saying, yeah, I ran it once, it's fine. I have to rerun a test or an experiment at least 3 or 4 times to see if it's reproducible. I have to see some sort of pattern. And in this case, if they reproduce this or somebody else can take that research or that test or that experiment and they can reproduce it, then we have something. If we can't reproduce it, then we don't have anything. So let's continue here. The simulation, dubbed the TheAgentCompany, was fully stocked with artificial workers from Google, OpenAI, Anthropic, and Meta. They filled roles as financial analysts, software engineers, and project managers, working alongside simulated coworkers like a FAW HR department and a chief technical officer. I'm going to jump down here real quick. I'm not going to read this entire article. I will put this article down below in the description so you have access to it. So if you want to come back to it later, read it. Of course, obviously, feel free to use my videos as a reference as well. I would really appreciate it. And by the way, if you have any comments or questions about this article or about the subject matter, I'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and put that down below in the comments section. Let's continue right here. As Business Insider first reported, the results were dismal. The best performing model was Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which struggled to finish just 24% of the jobs assigned to it. The study's authors note that even this meager performance is prohibitively expensive, averaging nearly 30 steps and a cost of over $6 per task. That's great. That's great data. But again, is it reproducible? How many times did they run this experiment? Has somebody else run this experiment? And in addition to that, how do these numbers compare to human employees? Because these AIs have to be more efficient than AI employees. But I don't see any of that data here in the article from the researchers. What did they compare this to? Right? This has to be more efficient than in order for this to take over, it has to be more efficient than all of the employees up and down the chain of command. Right? Another question I could ask is, what is the percentage of jobs or tasks human employees complete? That'd be another question I could ask. Another one could be, and how much does each job or task cost? Well, let's say a human does it. Those would be the correct comparisons. Those would be good questions to ask in any scenario, right? And this is just for this experiment. So this is just for this business structure. This isn't for other business structures, because when you get out to industry, let's say, for example, in engineering, in test engineering, you get different types of structures, leadership structures, the way they do business. Their processes are different from company to company and from team to team. Things are very different. There are some similarities, but there are some differences because the focus is different. Let's say team to team. Some teams are smaller, so they have less people to interact with one another. Some teams are larger, so they have a lot more interaction. So the marketplace is a very complex environment. And to be able to reproduce that in an experiment, or just to run an experiment to match all that complexity, that's extremely difficult. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Let's scroll down here. Again, I'm going to post this article down below so you have access to it. I'm going to jump down here a little bit. So let's continue here. Speculating on the results, researchers wrote that agents are plagued with a lack of common sense, weak social skills, and a poor understanding of how to navigate the internet. Again, excuse me, I work with engineers. A lot of this sounds like engineers. Not all of them, but some of them. And then how does this compare to human employees? Because even with the employees, there's going to be vast differences between the employees. Motivation. Some employees are going to be more motivated. Some employees they're going to work a Saturday. I worked a Saturday yesterday. Some employees aren't going to work Saturdays. It just depends. So how does that play into this? I have more questions and answers. Again, this is an interesting experiment and it's a good start, and I'm glad they did it. But where does this go from here? What type of experiments can we branch off from this? Can we reproduce this experiment? And before I let you go, let's just finish up this last little paragraph here. The bots also struggled with self-deception, basically creating shortcuts that lead to completely bungling the job. For example, the Carnegie Mellon team wrote, during the execution of one task, the agent cannot find the right person to ask questions on company chat. I see this all the time at work. And as a result, it then decides to create a shortcut solution by renaming another user to the name of the intended user. That's funny, pretty funny. So it's lying. That's pretty funny. Again, how does this compare to regular human employees? I shouldn't say regular, but human employees. That's what I want to know. I want them to run this experiment with human employees and then see what they get from it. That's what I'm interested in seeing. Anyway, before I let you go, I'll leave you with these last three questions. And by the way, I'll post these three questions down below in the YouTube's description. Just leave us with something to think about. First question: would you trust an AI agent to manage your team? I wouldn't. Second question, what small tasks do you think AI agents can handle today if you use AI at work, or even if you use AI at home? Third question, when, if ever, do you think AI agents will outperform humans in real jobs? That is the question, right? That's when AI takes over. Anyway, were there any questions you thought I should have asked? Were there any questions I missed? If so, please post them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Again, they will post this article in the YouTube description so you have access to it, or the Rumble description. X, unfortunately, I can't do that. X isn't built out that way. In addition, please like, share, and subscribe because it does feed the AI algorithm and it does help the channel. Really does help the channel. That's all I got for today. I will see you in the next episode.